Hello and welcome to the July episode of Hempfield Happenings, a totally student-produced news program about all things Hempfield and the lives of students in the district. Last month we celebrated our 400th episode, and even though students are on vacation, our journalism students are hard at work producing this summer episode, our 401st show. To begin, one of our senior students, Abby Gingrich, visited the Nook and the return of our annual senior games.
The Senior Games are a yearly event held all over Lancaster County, and after a 2-year hiatus, it's back and stronger than ever. Lisa Paulson has been running the Senior Games for over 6 years, and with over 800 participants, she has her hands full.
So through the week of, it's always the first week in May, and we have 54 different events for people to participate in. So it's supposed to be for mind, body, and spirit. So we do things like, besides athletic stuff, we had acrylic painting yesterday. We played bridge and pinochle. In the background you can see we're doing Zumba Gold. So we do all kinds of stuff. People will see friends from year to year. And it's really cool when you see somebody that hasn't seen somebody since high school and they find them here.
This event is overseen by the Office of Aging, but it takes over 300 volunteers to make it happen. Barbara Walton has been volunteering for years and is extremely happy the games are back.
The event I always run is the Hot Shot event, which is a basketball event where each participant gets 15 shots, 5 at the free throw line and 5 on the baseline, 10 feet away from the basket on the right side and left side.
Even though she runs her event with a competitive spirit, she knows the real joy in the games.
After the COVID, I mean, it's great coming back because now people can get back into activities, seeing friends. You see them, like at my event, they're like, oh, it's so wonderful to be back and seeing people I haven't seen in 2 years, to do these activities. It just helps them totally, you know, get back into their normal routine.
With games like cornhole and events like bowling and ping pong, there's something for everyone, and the winners even get a medal. Chuck is new to the games, but is so happy that he gets to be a part of it.
I think it's nice and it's fun to have people our age doing stuff like this. And we get to meet each other and everything else.
An event like this can be intimidating for some, but Lisa wants everyone to know that they are welcome, and you don't even need to be a senior.
It's a really fun week. It's inexpensive. People pay $10. They get a t-shirt for $10. They can take all these activities, and then they get lunch Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for free too. So what's not to love? We have kids come and help because it is so good for the younger generation to see people that are still healthy and moving around instead of, you know, a lot of people volunteer at nursing homes, but these are the healthy seniors. So it's really cool to see them, but these seniors love to see the younger people too.
The Senior Games are an amazing way for the older community to get out and have fun. Whether you're over 55 or a high school senior, this is a great opportunity to experience this unique event.
From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Abby Gingrich.
It's the time of year for pool parties and summer camps. A popular activity for kids is Gaga Ball. Recently, some of our elementary schools installed Gaga Ball pits for recess. Reporter Dylan Daisy went to see what the game is like.
Here at the Landisville Intermediate Center, students recently received a Gaga pit as a part of their playground.
Jack McCaffrey, Jr. here at the high school, had messaged me over the summer saying he was really interested in putting a Gaga Ball pit on our playground. So I was really excited. He was going to do it for his Eagle Scout project. I knew it would be something fun that they could do. After getting it approved from our Buildings and Grounds side of things from our school board, we've had it pretty much the entire year, and it's been awesome to have.
Gaga Ball is basically when you're trying to hit the ball with your palm of your hand and try and get people out, and it's for the last person standing, and once someone gets out, you make it bounce, and then you say Gaga Ball and try and get people out with only one touch.
You can see it's pretty popular. So it, it gives them an opportunity to play. You know, you would probably more likely see a basketball hoop or kids throwing football around in the neighborhood and those types of things, it's rare to kind of see a Gaga ball pit, so it's something different for them to enjoy.
Gaga Ball also allows students to make friends, as well as learn valuable life lessons.
Like, you can make like all different kinds of friends. Like, I gained some friends by like sharing like interests, like when you're waiting or like when you're playing, like you could like talk to friends. I think it kind of teaches you how to kind of agree with people, because you have to agree on the rules.
You know, sometimes people don't like referees' decisions or judges' decisions, but then I taught to the students about sometimes you have to be good with a bad call and how do you handle those situations. There's been some good social lessons as well with it. And I always tell kids, you know, if this is a game that's frustrating for you because you feel you're going to get bad calls and you're going to be upset about it, there's a lot of other choices: basketball, foursquare, swings, tags, all sorts of things like that.
Gaga Ball may just be your average game, but it definitely gives students an opportunity to have fun. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Dylan Daisy.
The way children spend time has evolved with social media. Although its popularity and its use is increasing, parents need to be aware of the precautions that should be taken to ensure your child's safety. Sorry, I was a little distracted scrolling through Instagram. It seems about me and 93% of other teens have that in common, scrolling through Instagram or other forms of social media, according to Act for Youth. But whether or not that's a good thing is still up for debate. I talked to some parents and professionals to learn more. Social media has been around for a little over 15 years, the first known platform being FaceMash, started in 2003, which has grown to become Facebook. I'm sure you're familiar. After Facebook started using the popular like button, social media and its addictive reward system started booming. But there's a little more to it than just like, share, and comment. Let's see what people's understanding of social media really is.
Social media, to me, is a relatively new invention, which I think will be important later in our discussion, that is a way to allow individuals as well as corporations and bigger entities to spread the news that they want spread out into the world.
I think my general understanding of social media is obviously for pleasure. I do see a lot of things about it that can be good for businesses or for certain charities, things like that.
Basically, it's like a place where people can post pictures and other videos and things of what they're doing throughout their life.
TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, along with many other apps, each have a minimum age of 12 to use. But why 12? How important is it really to follow that requirement?
For the social media question, there really isn't a solid answer. The general answer is when the child is ready. And of course, some people are never ready for social media. So I really try to give parents guidance about what are signs that your child is ready for social media. And most of the time, we start having that conversation around age 12.
According to Pia Fenimore from Lancaster Pediatrics, the signs that your child is ready for social media are: they communicate openly about their current use of technology that you've provided in their house, and that your child is willing to be monitored.
But I kind of anticipate it'll be a few more years until she has her own technology that she carries with her. And at that point, we'll probably allow some of it, but it will also be monitored by myself and by my husband, that we will have access to everything that she is seeing and posting.
What are the dangers of allowing your child to get social media?
Sure. So the obvious dangers are ones that get a lot of attention, like cyberbullying, striking up a technology or social media driven relationship with a stranger, child predators. All of those things are out there. There's also the sort of more vague danger of that they might see things or witness things that they're not ready for. The important thing is that technology is never a replacement for real life. So we always want, no matter what the age, but particularly our younger kids, to be sure that they're still playing outside, that they're having face-to-face play time, that they're having face-to-face time with their parents.
Social media is everywhere. But learning how to properly regulate your child's use or your own use of social media is always a smart choice. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Kira Miller. When students return in the fall, they will be able to begin a new phys ed selective called Movement, Exploration, and Dance. Savannah Miller explores how this might benefit an unreached student population.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, drop.
More gym classes get added to the selection form each year, ones that are tailored to a certain group of students. For the 2022 to 2023 school year, there's a whole new grasp on a high school gym course, Movement, Exploration, and Dance.
The Movement, Exploration, and Dance Phys Ed selective course became a new option for those going into their junior year. Mrs. Ashley Kreider, an HHS health teacher, has taken on the class and is preparing for next year.
This class will cover a lot of different topics across 4 main units. We're going to be doing movement and fitness, movement and exploration, like creativity. You'll be creating some of your own dances. Movement and dance, which will explore a lot of different types of dance. We're going to be exploring different cultural dances as well.
The athletic department has worked to help build a course that fits a large group of the student population that may not have found a class that is the right fit for them.
Our main goal for this course is to have students have the opportunity to move in a different way outside of the traditional team sports, basketball, soccer, etc. Like, this is going to be something that's different for kids to come and to do something that they're able to move and hopefully be able to find something that they like to pursue outside of school as well.
According to the NCAA, only 450,000 of the 8 million students currently participating in high school sports will compete at NCAA schools, and Hempfield hopes to find a connection for students to stay active after graduation.
With an interest that they can do long term, because the reality is you're not going to have phys ed, once you're outside of high school, really. So what do you want to do to take care of yourself long term? With 2 kids, I'm not running and playing basketball anymore. I'm not, sprinting on the track. And so I found my love for fitness has kind of shifted to more movement-based exercise. So I think that's important, again, to remind students that they are going to need to be active across a lifetime.
Unlike a basic classroom, this course does not have a set place, using all the high school has to offer to accommodate a dance course.
The one nice thing about the high school here is we have a lot of different facilities. We have a lot of different PE classes that are running at the same time, but we're pretty flexible and we're able to kind of move. There might be some times where we go outside and we use outdoor space. We won't be probably in the, up here in the wrestling room some. We have opportunities to use the Hackman. We have opportunities to use the PAC stage for different things. Again, my hope is to get, maybe to the stages and to try to use the facilities that we have.
To help involve as many students as possible, the class has been set to a basic intro-level dance class.
I think there's a student population that really, this has almost kind of been missing from our department. So I think we are excited to offer it because look how strong our dance theater program is and our musical cast and our arts. And it gives them an opportunity to pursue whatever they want. Maybe they want fitness for life or cardio conditioning or another personal fitness design, but this is another outlet for them.
And you're rounding to years 0 or 5.
Students enrolled for the new course share how they think it will be beneficial.
I think it'll help me learn choreography quickly, and it'll help my technique and stuff like that.
One thing that I think I would take away from the class is having the skill of picking up choreography more easily.
That's definitely going to meet a population that maybe wouldn't have looked forward to coming to phys ed, but now that it's something that they're interested in, and I think a lot of students here are so talented in the arts and dance. It's they have a lot to offer too, to share with their peers, and it's a time for them to practice and enjoy exercise.
As the years progress, Hempfield continues to provide for students, keeping them happy and healthy and the perfect mix of the two. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Savannah Miller.
Hello everyone, I'm Matt Bender, the teacher of the ComTech classes here at Hempfield, and I want to thank our show host Kira and the rest of the spring semester Hempfield Happenings staff. Thanks to the effects of COVID on our scheduling, we had a very small class who successfully completed 3 half-hour programs as well as our 400th episode special. In fact, they did such a good job, we have some stories left over that we'll showcase throughout next fall as part of the 25th anniversary of Hempfield Happenings. But for now, we're going to turn our attention to thanking those who are leaving our program at Hempfield. Here with our first student interview is our district media specialist, Mr. Mike Greer.
Hello, I'm sitting here with Dylan RISSER. Dylan was one of the first freshmen to do the WHHS Morning News Show, and even though he's a junior, he will be leaving us this summer. Dylan was part of a podcast team last semester with Ryan French and is part of the YouTube show this semester. Tell us about what it's like working in a group on these shows.
So, obviously in this class there's a ton of group work, especially in competitions and such. A A lot of it is just trying to figure out what people are good at individually, because you know, you need to take different parts. There's always something else for someone to be working on. Gotta have someone behind the camera, gotta have someone on camera, editing, etc. So it's just a lot of like, you gotta have a lot of patience in those situations with classmates and stuff, because not everybody's, you know, you gotta communicate things well, or else.
And why did you get involved with ComTech?
I did WHHS or WLMS at the Lansville Middle School, and my teacher, Mr. Willman, brought me and a couple of my classmates up here to come check out the studio, and I fell in love with it instantly. So then I took ComTech 1, and then Ryan French encouraged me to take ComTech 2 like immediately after, which really put me on a good track.
And finally, where are you headed off to? And then what are your plans after you graduate next year?
Yeah, this summer I'm going to be moving to Georgia for my dad's job, and I mean, obviously I'm not going to be graduated yet. I'm going to be finishing up my senior year down there. But after graduation, you know, I'm still trying to flesh that out. I think I'm going to attend a 4-year college, probably in Georgia, just because of like proximity to my house and stuff. So that's probably what I'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Greer. I'm here with senior Paige Harrington. So Paige, why ComTech?
So I started doing ComTech, I guess technically in middle school, because I joined WLMS for fun, and then I just kind of kept doing it. I did all the ComTechs 1 through 5. I took number 5 last semester. I just really enjoyed it, and I was glad I stuck with it for so long.
What was your core when you were in ComTech 5?
I was in the journalism core, so I spent my time making features.
Okay, and so what's been your favorite memory over the years here in the classes?
Probably STN this year when we got to go up to Williamsburg. That was really cool.
Okay, yeah, Williamsburg, Virginia, and so what's next for you now?
So next year I'm going to West Virginia University as a secondary English education major for the next 4 years.
So future teacher. So,
yeah.
So in a couple of years we'll welcome you into the fold, right? But before you leave here, you did a feature for us that we showed at the end of last fall about cross country. Can you explain your feature a little bit?
So basically, I knew that the guys cross country team and 2 girls on the girls cross country team had qualified for states, and they were going to compete. So I was able to, while I was cheering them on, record it and get some interviews. And I put together a feature to kind of show like what the entire season had built up to, because they had a really successful season this year.
So we showed this to the school, but we didn't put it on Hempfield Happenings yet. So we'll go ahead and show that now. Thank you for your work.
Yes, yeah.
Saturday, November 5th was the cross-country state meet. The varsity boys team and 2 individual runners from the girls team were able to compete. Before the big race, however, they shared their goals for the close of the season.
The goal, both individually and as a team, are both to win. I know definitely as a team we have the potential to win. There's us and 2-3 really good teams, but I think if we run our race, and we can definitely come out on top.
I'm really excited to cheer on the guys, and I think it's definitely a winnable meet. So yeah, I kind of just want to be there to give them advice and to motivate them.
I'm really excited. I'm really glad I have my friend Molly to run with me. I know it's going to be a big meet, but I'm just going to have fun and enjoy it.
I don't really have any goals. Just getting to states was kind of my goal, so just kind of have fun.
In the past 3 years, the Hempfield boys cross-country team has had numerous achievements and awards, including being undefeated in the regular season and being the league and district champions for 2 years in a row.
I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous, but it'll be fun.
I'm so excited to run.
I am so excited.
Up first were Ella and Molly. They both did very well, Ella running sub 20 minutes and Molly sub 21. It was a great way to finish a very successful season.
Good, those hills were brutal.
That was interesting. That was fun.
1950 something?
2050 something.
The boys ran second. They were led by junior Aiden Hodge, who medaled in 20th, followed by junior Joe Farney, freshman Sam Myers, junior Isaiah Hollinger, senior Dale Winan, sophomore Emerson Long, and sophomore Sam Friedman.
They unfortunately didn't achieve their goal of becoming state champions due to some unexpected factors. However, they finished as a team being 10th in the state. Despite the disappointment, they are still optimistic about their chances for next year, with 6 of their top 7 runners returning.
So it went well, like overall. It definitely didn't go like what we were expecting it to, because we went in there and we really wanted to win. And that didn't happen, but like we still learned a lot from it, and like it was definitely a valuable experience.
Overall, both teams had a great season and are looking forward to what comes next. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Paige Harrington.
All right, I'm now here with another senior, Ryan French. Ryan, why'd you get involved in Comtech?
So from kind of a really young age, I had loved making videos and just kind of working on little fun skits with my friends. So I wanted to take that into school and just kind of continue that passion.
Good, good. And you are a podcast host, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was really fun to work on the podcast with my classmate Dylan. It was fun to just kind of break the projects we had typically been doing in Hempfield Happenings, more journalistic focused video segments. So making a podcast was really fun to switch it up.
And what's next for you?
Next, after graduation, I'll be attending Penn State University with an anticipated major in journalism with a concentration in broadcast journalism.
Nice. Well, best of luck to you. And now we're going to listen to one of their podcasts.
Welcome to the first episode of That's Questionable with Dylan and Ryan podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Dylan.
This is the first episode in a 5-part podcast series on the HSD TV7 podcast channel.
The basic premise of this podcast is that we are going to go around our high school, Hempfield High School, and we are going to ask people what questions they have that they want answered by us on this podcast.
They're the most random questions, the most hot take questions. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, so we filtered through them, and we have several questions today, both good and bad, that we're going to answer for you. Well, the first question we have today is, why does orange juice have pulp? And at first, this is like a question that's really easily answered. You don't need to do any research. You just squeeze an orange, and when the juice comes out, some of the pulp comes with it. But this kind of made me dive deep into the manufacturing process of orange juice, which is really, honestly, like kind of a weird way to spend your morning.
Yeah, orange juice lore, ladies and gentlemen.
Because some orange juice is from concentrate, so that's when they juice the oranges, but they don't sell the juice right away. So they concentrate it. They take as much water as they can out, and so it's just this weird, like, thick orange goo that once they're ready to reconstitute it, you add water, mix it, you're good to go.
Our next senior is KIERSTA Gilliland. So, question for you, this is the same. Why Comtech?
So I took WLMS in middle school and I really loved it. So I decided to continue, and then also my uncle was a production assistant at the time, and he had a lot of fun doing that. So.
Oh, cool. What did he do? Where did he work as a production assistant?
At that time he was working with House of Cards.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So, what's been your favorite memory over the years here?
Probably this year STN, going out to Williamsburg, Virginia. I had a lot of fun, and it was my first time doing something like where I got to go with a group of people from the school away from Pennsylvania.
And one thing I remember about you is your skills with the camera, especially like photography. So what's coming up next for you?
So next year I'm going to Columbia College Chicago to major in photography with a concentration of integrated photography, where I get to just kind of mess around, like figure out what I like the best.
She's one of our first students to go to that college. So what is it about photography that you like so much?
I don't know, I really loved just taking pictures of things that I found really beautiful, or trying to like convey a message or something through my photography.
You also were in the journalism corps last semester, and you did a feature about the digital photography class. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that, I had taken the classes myself, and I knew they were a lot of fun, and that some other people have really enjoyed them. So I thought it would be nice to have a feature done to just kind of feature the class itself and show people how this could be like a hobby that you can even take on.
Well, congratulations on your graduation, and let's go ahead and watch that.
The original image, you can put in the metadata, you can put in
Hempfield High School offers a variety of electives for students to take, including photography classes.
You still want to say something like basic editing was completed.
The first level photography class is introductory with no prior knowledge needed.
He'll teach you just the basics of photography composition, like what makes a good photo, and then from there you move on to more advanced techniques and things like that. And so from there it's just putting all of those together and learning how to use them to make a really good photo.
You can only use photos from 5.5 for 5.6.
The photography class, like many other electives, offers students a creative outlet with a more relaxed structure.
It's a nice way of kind of relaxing. It gives you the ability to either be technical in nature, but it also gives a lot of students the ability to be artistic.
Some of you already have that taken care of.
Taking a photography class may get you to view your surroundings in a different light.
It makes you appreciate some of the normal things that we see every day that we might not have noticed before, but when we start looking at it through the lens of a camera or even your phone, you start to pick up things that you didn't see before.
If you decide to do sublimation, I'll help you with that.
For some, the class could lead to a career in the field.
Well, there are a lot of students that I'm very proud of and what they've gone on to do related to photography. I have a student now that is a photographer for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and just seeing her work and how she's getting better and better, and just the things that she's getting accolades for, I'm very proud of seeing students succeed like that.
As you take time to pick classes for next year, consider the photography classes for a creative outlet that may open your mind to a new perspective. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm KIERSTA GILLILAND.
If anybody has any questions, let me know. The time is yours.
Each year, our students take part in a national competition organized by the Student Television Network. While some schools gathered in California for this President's Weekend event, we chose to participate virtually and set up our editing bays in Williamsburg, Virginia. It was a fun trip, and for next month's episode, we'll look back on what they created. But until then, I want to congratulate the entire class of 2022. I hope all students and parents are having a relaxing summer.